What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, and they're out of Decorah, Iowa, and this is their Strawberry Shortcake Fandango. So they're calling this one a kettle sour beer, and underneath it says malt beverage with natural flavors. It comes in at 5.8% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just under 6 months old. Now, what I like about Toppling Goliath is on the bottom of the can, they actually have a packaged on date and a best by date. If they can do it, I think most breweries can do it. So this one was packaged on January 5th of 2022, and it's best by July 4th of 2022, which of course is Independence Day. Here in the US, you will see this one maybe like 4 or 5 days after Independence Day, but I'm drinking this one actually on July 1st of 2022, and yeah, I'm real excited about this one, so let's get into it. I have been eyeing this one for about 2 months now. I saw some Untappd friends check this one in, about 3 or 4 of them, and they were loving it. They said it basically is exactly what it says it is. It's a strawberry shortcake sour beer, and the reason why I haven't picked this one up is because of the price point. It's $7.29 for a can in my area. It's like $20 a 4-pack, and I was just like, you know, I pay, you know, for heavily fruited sours that price point sometimes. This is only 5.8%. That didn't indicate it is a heavily fruited sour, you know, but I finally said, I'm going to do it. And you know why I'm going to do it? Because the best by date is coming up. And I was like, let's get in right under the gun, because right after July 4th, according to Toppling Goliath, it is no longer good. No, just kidding. Anyway, that has this really crazy, like, deep ruby red color. On camera's probably going to look a little bit darker, maybe even like more like a, I don't know if it's going to come out pitch black, but it's definitely going to look maybe like a strong purple. But it has purple tinges here at the top, but like it's more like a ruby red. Has about a 2-finger of this like light pink colored head, some bigger bubbles mixed in with smaller bubbles, not necessarily creamy, but not 100% like soap sudsy. Shout out to the train going by. It's been a while since the train has made an appearance in a video here on the Beer Patrol. Let's get nose. That's fucking insane. Holy shit, that's, I get why people, now if the taste carries over, I'm gonna be fucking, that's gonna be crazy, but I get why people say this is exactly what it says it is, because they say it's strawberry shortcake, basically a kettle sour, right? I listen, you put a strawberry shortcake in front of me and you like open up the container, it's gonna smell like this. You're getting the shortcake, like bready, pastry-esque kind of notes, sweet and tart strawberries, whipped cream, everything is in here. It's a malt beverage with natural flavors, so it's not even a beer, according to them, even though they say kettle sour beer and it has IBUs and everything. They say malt beverage. Listen, I could go on and on about what I'm getting and, you know, into fine details. Let's just say somebody took a strawberry shortcake, blended it up, threw it in a 5.8% sour beer, and you're smelling what I think that should smell like. And that's this fucking beer right here. My mouth is watering. It's pretty hot out. It's like 85 today. And even if this is to the sweeter side, not super like tart or sour, I feel like it's going to be refreshing, like a refreshing fruity beer. That's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That is a fucking wild beer. Why? Because I think they nailed it. I think they fucking nailed this beer. Like, to a T, they nailed this fucking beer. Wow. What's beautiful about it, though, is that it has beer properties to it. You taste that kettle sour. Anyway, let's go body mouthfeel, and then I'll start getting into the details. Body in this one's like medium body at 5.8%, it's fine. There's a little bit of like a syrupy aftertaste that you get like in a soda pop. So it has that kind of essence, but like the actual, when you're taking the sip, it's more like medium body. The mouthfeel, it's really crisp and effervescent on the palate. It has a nice smooth creaminess to kind of mimic like whipped cream, but at the same time, that carbonation is there and it's needed, but it's also welcomed at the same time. Well, it's needed and welcomed, I guess. Taste. Forefront, I'm getting sweet and tart raspberry, strawberries. It's unmistakable right at the tip of the tongue. And as it passes through, the short the shortcake part of it kind of hits. It's this bready, doughy, pastry-esque kind of feel to it, and it dips underneath the strawberry, so it's like the base of the beer, kind of like it is in the strawberry shortcake. And then midway through the palate, that's where that there's like a vanilla blast, and it introduces like a whipped cream feel to it. On the back of the palate is where this beer starts to ramp up the tartness. This is like a firmly tart beer. You notice some acidity from the base beer as well. And I'm getting a slight, almost like grainy, like it's hard to explain with a kettle sour, but a lot of times they'll use wheat for it. A lot of times they'll do Berliner Weisses. I don't know if this is just a straight kettle sour, and I don't know if they're using wheat, but it just has like that grainy kettle sour kind of feeling on the back of the palate. So everything wraps up nicely to give you a strawberry shortcake feel on the back of the palate. The beauty about this is it's sweet, sure. Is it too sweet? No. That firm tartness, that low to like moderate acidity breaks it up beautifully, makes it somewhat refreshing and crushable to some degree. 5.8%. You can't even tell. Now, they do say malt beverage. If I gave this to somebody, could they tell me this is a beer? I think maybe somebody who's into craft beer and has drank thousands of different beers, I think you could probably tell this is a beer of some sort. But if you gave it to somebody who is who's a beginner into trying beers, I think it'd be hard. They might think this is like an alcohol pop or like a cooler or something like that, maybe even a seltzer. But for me, it has enough beer properties to keep me interested. And then that flavor is fantastic. Almost 6 months old. They say it's going to be best by a couple days from now. This is probably going to hold up for a while. They did a fucking amazing job with this one. The only negative or two I can see from this one is that the body, I think I would like the body a little bit thinner. This is personal preference, of course. That syrupy kind of like soda pop thing, I think if after I got done drinking a can, I'd probably be done with it. If that wasn't there, I probably could easily drink a couple cans of this. So I'd like to see that kind of toned down a bit. I think for some people it's fine, or they'll think it's fine. For me, I'd like a little bit thinner. And the other one is the price point. $7.29 for that can in my area. I don't know what like these are at the brewery, or I don't know if other people paid less. $28 a 4-pack for something like this. It's a really fucking good beer, but that's a lot of money for a 5.8%. Not even, this is even heavily fruited. This is, as you can tell, there's no like pectin. They're not using a shit ton of fruit puree. Maybe the other ingredients are something that are, high cost, but I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit lower. So rating, I'm still going to go super high because I see why my Untappd friends really enjoyed this and thought they nailed it, because they pretty much did. So Strawberry Shortcake Fandango from Toppling Goliath, I am going to give that a low 4.75 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.65 out of 5. If you see this on the shelf, and even though the date might be, past its prime, I still pick this up if you like Strawberry Shortcake. I think it's well done here, and you still get beer properties, and that's hard to do nowadays. They have a little spiel here, and then we'll talk about price and availability, although I don't really do price anymore, right? It says, this doll of a kettle sour welcomes you with sweet macerated strawberries, followed by a fluffy vanilla whipped middle and a crumbly shortbread finish. See, for me, I got more of those sweet macerated strawberries up front, and then I got the shortbread pretty much everywhere underneath the palate. And then midway, I did get that fluffy vanilla whipped middle. It says unfiltered beer, sediment is normal, whole 9. There wasn't that much, but yeah, they did a great job. 4.65 out of 5. Price point, again, $7.29 in my area. If you paid more or less, if you grab this one, let me know. And availability, Toppling Goliath, all over. It's funny, 5-6 years ago, Toppling Goliath, super hyped. Couldn't get their crazy barrel-aged beers, even their hop forward beers like Pseudo Sue and King Sue. Super hard to get all that stuff. Now, they are somewhat shelf turds. But when I say shelf turds, I mean they're beers that sit on the shelf, but they're still fucking delicious. Love King Sue, love Pseudo Sue, and some of the other beers I've had from them have been delicious. So if you like craft beer and you shop, a couple times a month and pick stuff up, or maybe even every week, you can get Toppling Goliath if you really want to, and they get great distro at this point. So was this brewed in Decorah? Yeah, it was. It was brewed at the brewery. So, because I know they contract brewed there for a while. So anyway, if you had this one before, post in the comment section, let me know what you think about it. 5.8%, like I said, you can't even tell. So yeah, this is delicious. To the next one. Cheers.